morning. I am the only one up, and I have to start the sous vide. So, let's go.
Hello, Connor. Are we awake?
Nope.
Looks like we're barely conscious. Okay, so I have you 1 stick of sweet cream butter. Is that for your sous vide potatoes, or do you need 2 of these?
I just need 1 because I'm going to mix them with olive oil.
Okay, and pink salt?
Yep. You want to be generous because it's going to get into the inside of the potatoes. We did the same thing with the meat. Thank you. Can you get me garlic powder?
Yeah.
She's right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I'll do this part, I guess.
How much do you want on there, Mommy? I'm right behind you.
Do we need
the rest? You'll have to refill them.
Can I get the chip clip?
Oh, and the containers that you guys both saw, IKEA. I definitely am loving IKEA. And that, I think, really has to do with Anne playing it up. You totally missed it. I moved it.
You missed it.
Anne was really playing it up. They love it too. And then Daily Bumps love going there. Can I have parsley off the top?
Alright, back to the potatoes.
What?
I said, and back to the potatoes.
Okay. How much do you want?
Ding.
Why?
And butter to never melt.
Well, it did
So-
come out of the freezer. Get into the freezer and grab another stick, please. And put it in the fridge. With
so you-
the butter paper. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So you should have seen the fiasco. So zipper bags with the slider do not work in any manner. So when I pulled it out of the fridge, because we left it in the fridge overnight to get the flavors to meld and marry and have a blast, the bag was full of air. So I don't know if they make storage bags. We can't find them. Ours are largest we have is 11 by 16.
I believe so.
And I ended up having to, even though I didn't want to, but it was, for me, sous vide really needs to be in a food saver bag. It is sealed, and if it has a bone in it, you really need to double bag it. We cut it in half, and we have it in 2 different bags, and it's currently sous videing at 136 for 6 hours. For the potatoes, it says it runs about an hour, and from what I understand from the channel Sous Vide Everything, is it is okay if they sit there for a little longer, but with our situation, we've got meat at 136, potatoes need to go in at 194, so we're gonna have to go to 2 different containers and sous vide them at different times. So we got 4.5 hours, and I need to, that's what else I need to do. Can you go to the fridge and get garlic out, the minced? Because we're gonna make bread also.
Where's the bread?
Yeah.
Where's the garlic?
In the top, so we need egg, milk, yeast. What else do we need in there? Butter. We need more butter again. More bags soon. You want to try to avoid getting anything at the top where it seals, where it kind of like I just did. It kind of compromises the seal. I have found at least. When we buy our meat, we go ahead and salt, pepper, garlic, whatever we want to put on it, and then we put them into the bags, seal them up, and pop them in the freezer. I know for, like, actually my husband and my daughter, and I think Xander, you guys really loved the salmon this way.
Yeah.
And I believe, and you can tell them, didn't you find that it was the best salmon that you've had?
In memory, yes.
The skin was pretty good because it was kind of crunchy.
Yeah, because I sauteed it in a pan for just a few minutes to kind of get that sear, because it doesn't come out looking the prettiest, but we tried the torch. So far that's not working for us. It's not all that spectacular looking, and it takes a lot of time. So we, when we barbecue, we use charcoal. And we've got a 40-pound bag sitting in our kitchen.
Along with what, a 20? 15, 20?
20.
Yeah.
And actually, the funny thing is the 40 costs the same amount as the 20. Are you serious? It's raining, and I wanted to barbecue.
Really?
Yep. Why is it every time I want to barbecue, that's what happens?
Because that's how it works. Anyway.
Okay, so we have
Sous
all
vide's
of
going good.
this in the bottom, and use it. I'm telling you. Smells good. I find that the dehydrated works really, really good.
Are you making those salty as
Okay, so unroll it. We're gonna go ahead and clean it here, since I really got it. Isn't that how it always works? You're trying to give someone advice, don't do this, and then...
First thing, every time.
Yeah. And I knew better, because they said to fold them down, and that's... So we'll let this sit, and when it gets closer, we'll go ahead and put it in a pot, because experiment. Watch out, because this is usually really hot.
Daddy, it may be raining, but it's actually warm out here.
Rain makes things warm up usually.
We're gonna put the potatoes in there and hope.
Well, the meat will be in there for how much longer?
4.5 hours.
Okay. And then we can just crank up the temperature afterward.
Unfortunately, what I have found for us, getting it up to such a high temperature, I have to drop the other stick in there. Because I don't know if it's because it's a metal pot, and this is actually meant for canning. It doesn't want to go up to temperature.
Well, it doesn't help that where we live is also not exactly the warmest, and we are living in a fairly cold place.
Yeah, because if anyone tells you heat rises, come hang out at my house, because upstairs is always colder. By what, 10 degrees?
I think that's what we figured it out to be.
It's rough sometimes.
I think that was the average.
So I'm going to clean up, and then we'll come back to show you how I do my rolls. Okay, so we're going to make garlic rolls. And it's a no-knead recipe, which is nice. So we're going to saute some minced garlic up. Let me get this in the fridge. So the most important part is to get the yeast going. It's a tablespoon of dry yeast. I use a keeping. I've had a little more is not going to hurt it. And then from there, we need to add some sugar to feed. Okay, so we're going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar. Connor. We're going to take some of that out. Could you go fill this up, please? Thank you. Okay, into that, add 1/2 cup. I'm just going to use the same spoon. Why dirty up another one? And then we'll let that proof. Okay, so we got this going. Just need to shake it around a little bit. So we need a cup of milk. And all these so, thank you. And then to the bowl, we are going to add the salt. So it calls for 1.5 teaspoons. 1 to half. We've got, the garlic is in 3.5 tablespoons, but instead of doing 1/2, I just added up to 4.
We do like our garlic.
Did the whole thing backwards. We'll need 2 eggs. Right now, it is really smelling like garlic in here.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to overcook it because you don't want that burnt taste in your rolls. So it'll continue to do that for a little bit. So we need 4.5 cups of flour. Goes back there, please. Dump that in.
Am I whisking this?
No.
Yeah, why whisk it? I couldn't help that one. I apologize.
Always add a little extra because I seem to always end up with not enough liquid or not enough dry.
I stole one of your jokes.
What?
I asked her if I should whisk it. And I was like, yeah, why whisk it?
Oh, you have some nice jokes.
Really? Egg humor?
Oh, those seem to really crack me up.
Okay, so we've got the yeast going with the sugar. We've got some sugar in the bowl. We've got the warm water, of course, and the flour, the salt, the milk, the butter, and the 2 eggs, and that is all that goes into this recipe. So it's fairly simple, and you can see that it is starting to bubble up. There's a layer. You want to let it go about 30 minutes. And you can see that this is what it looks like when it activates.
Hungry bacteria. Or is it hungry plant matter? I keep forgetting. Are they bacteria or are they plants? Questions for later.
And turn that up just slightly. And these are my Green Life pans. I absolutely love them. That and my Copper Chef. So we want to bring this up to temperature. We don't want to do it too fast because you don't want to turn around and curdle it. My nose is running now. Is there a whisk over there?
Not non-stick. They're all steel. Back porch. Where'd the plastic one go? We had that folding one.
Oh, the orange one?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the back porch, but this is fine.
Okay. So sugar, salt, and flour are okay?
Yep. Pause it.
Going.
Okay, so we've got a pretty good head on that. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna warm up the eggs, so we're gonna do it this way and I guess include shell. So this definitely shows you that not everything's always perfect. Can I have the whisk?
Sure.
Okay. So it's fairly whisked. Guys, I don't know if I got it all. We're gonna run it through here. And I want to keep the garlic, so we're gonna go ahead and condense it down. I'm telling you, some days talking is not my forte. Found the paper you were talking about.
Oh, good. Like I said, I thought I'd seen some.
No paper.
Sorry about that.
It looks like I might have actually grabbed the shell really quick.
Or somebody will just get some extra calcium.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do this right over here. Stir it up so the yeast and the milk, egg, garlic, butter, goodness is all mixed together. And pour it in. I like the straight sides because you can get every little bit of this. So you're gonna mix it up, and this is where it kind of gets tricky because sometimes there's enough liquid, because I tend to, and like I've said before, I amify everything, so it gets sometimes it's not exact. And this is pretty dry. You can just, for the most part, once you get used to it, you can eyeball it. Like that. That looks perfect. Because you want it a little wet. Because though it says it's a no knead, you kind of end up kneading it towards the end.
Sticky dough.
I want every little good bit. Okay, so in this picture where you saw me pouring water out of is a super hot flour towel. And it aids in it rising. So you cover it. And then you just let it set, typically for a few hours. We'll come back, and when it's doubled in size, and make rolls.
Is that it?
Yep, for right now. Feel like I can't talk and try to move that with the liquid in it. So we have the prime rib we fought with for a good hour, ending up having to cut it up. Now it has sous vide for 6 hours.
Steamy.
Now we need to dry it.
What game was that? Do you remember that?
Nope.
It's a phone game. And you'd make combinations and it would give you and say certain things depending on what your combination was, and one of them was steamy. Well, I'm not sure if it's the corn, the butter, or the timer off.
Yeah, I'll get it in a sec.
Okay.
Lex, we need more paper towels, please.
Grab another roll.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Nope.
It's right here, Mommy.
Thank you. Okay, we'll set that and let it dry. And in the meantime, instead of starting a whole new video, we're going to check on the rolls.
Ooh. Those look biscuity. Can you get it?
Okay, we're going to drop them down one level, do 5 more minutes, and the bottom should be toasty. And that pan is also a Green Life. Love that one because I'll have him tape. Pops right out. Okay, pause it. Okay, we're gonna undo them. It's a little warm still. You got it finally?
Yep.
And you can see the meat's out.
Oh yeah, it looks so good.
And that's as clean as it comes out.
Wow. So
Green Life.